Hello viewers, welcome to my channel. I am Hashim Ali Khan here. Presently, I am giving the lecture on the subject Financial Accounting 1. In this subject of Financial Accounting 1, we have started the topic of rectification of errors. In the last video, I have completely given the explanation, theoretical part of rectification of errors. So in this financial accounting subject, already two topics I have given the videos regarding the bank reconciliation statement and final accounts of sole trading concern. So many videos I have uploaded. My regular viewers already might have watched all the videos, got the command on those two topics. Now third topic, that is very important topic, rectification of errors. I have just started. So in the previous theoretical video, I have explained you in detail regarding how to rectify the errors which are occurred in the accounts. So before rectifying the errors, a student must know what is the nature of error. I have explained you in detail in the previous video regarding what are the different types of errors. Some errors are error of principle and some clerical errors. Error of principle are those errors in which the accounting principles are not followed. Example, a capital expenditure is treated as revenue expenditure or revenue expenditure is treated as capital expenditure. Some accounting rules are violated. Those are error of principle. Clerical errors are those errors which are committed by the bookkeeper or accountant while passing the entries, taking an amount on the wrong side of the account, or undercasting or overcasting of totals. Similarly, while making the posting, we have taken in a wrong head. Like the different types of errors might have been committed by the accountant, clerical errors. Again, clerical errors can be defined, categorized into error of omission, error of commission, compensating errors. All these things I have explained you in detail. And how to rectify, what is the procedure, also I have explained you. So my suggestion to the viewers, to the genuine students who want to get a command on this subject, to watch the complete video. Don't skip in between. Watch the complete introduction part of rectification of it. Then only you can be able to understand the problem. Otherwise, if you have not understood the theoretical part, it is very difficult to solve the problems of rectification of errors. That's why I'm stressing on the students. Please watch the complete theoretical part. Now I'm going to start the problems on rectification of errors. So before starting the problem, I expect my viewers to have a printout of the problems which I have given in the link under my description. So go to the description, find out last line, you will find the link there, get a hard copy of the problems, keep it ready before watching the problems. Otherwise, you cannot be able to understand simply by listening the solution, by explanation, without having the problem. So follow my guidelines, and also if you are new to my channel, for your information, I am giving this information that I have uploaded a number of videos on different subjects like financial accounting, cost accounting, corporate accounting, and financial management, investment management, business statistics. So many subjects videos I have already uploaded in the playlist. Go to the playlist, select your subject, watch the video. Definitely you can gain a lot of knowledge from these videos. Now I'm starting the short problems on rectification of errors. First short problem, you see carefully. Rectify the following errors. Now before starting the solution, I'll tell you there are two types of error: one-sided error, two-sided error. If there is one-sided error, that means the error is there only in one account. Then we can rectify that error by simply giving a narration. By explanatory note, we can be able to rectify the error if it is a one-sided error. One-sided error means the error is only in one account. That is one-sided. If it is a two-sided error affecting two accounts, then we pass a rectifying entry. We have to pass a rectifying entry to rectify the error if it is a two-sided. So first you have to see whether it is a one-sided or two-sided. The first problem, purchaser's book was undercast by rupees 250. Listen carefully. Understanding is more important. Purchaser's book was undercast. Undercast means totaled less. We have calculated lesser amount than actual amount. So purchases book is undercast by rupees 250. The total of purchases book will be posted to purchases account. See here, purchases book is a subsidiary book in which all credit purchases will be recorded. Periodically, that means weekly or daily basis, we'll find out what is the total of purchases book. The total of purchases book will be posted to purchases account in the ledger. In the ledger, we'll open an account, purchase account. So here, if we have committed a total in purchases book, the total will be wrong total because we have undercast it. We have taken less, and that lesser amount will go to purchases account. So the error is there only in one account. Which is that account? Purchases account, because the total of purchase book will be transferred to purchase account. So in purchase account, we have to debit. When we purchase the goods, we pass the entry purchases account data to supplier account. Purchases account data to creditors account. The supplier is called creditor. So always whenever we purchase, purchase account is debited. The total of purchases book will be taken on debit side of purchase account. So while posting, we have taken 250 rupees less. 250 rupees short we have taken on debit side of purchase account. Now how to rectify this error? Simply you have to give a narration that this error will be rectified by debiting the purchases account by rupees 250. How much short we have taken? 250 rupees short we have taken. That 250 rupees we debit to purchases account. So formally, I'll give you the expression. Informally, I've explained. The total of purchases book will go to purchase account. When total purchase book is undercast, then your purchase account will also be undercast. So in purchase account, always it will be debited. When we purchase the goods, purchase account is debited. So debit side 250 rupees less we have taken. Now we take 250 rupees. So purchases book undercast by rupees 250. This mistake is rectified by writing on the debit side of purchases account. By writing on the debit side of purchase account as to correction of undercasting of purchase book 250. Just one sentence we have to write on the debit side of purchase account. What sentence? Correction of undercasting of purchases book on so and so page. So if we write the complete information, the error will be rectified. This is the first case. Now, second. The second point given in the problem is sales book overcast by rupees 850. Purchase book previous case was undercast. Now sales book was overcast. When sales book is overcast, the total of sales book will go to sales account. Sales book is a subsidiary book in which all credit sales are taken. So periodically we'll find the total of sales book, and this total of sales book will be posted to sales account in the ledger. So sales account will be credited because when we sell the goods, debtors account will be debited, sales account will be credited. Customer account will be debited, sales account will be credited. So whenever we sell the goods, sales account is credited. That means sales account will show credit balance. Now it is saying the error is the sales book was overcast. Overcast means totaled more. So 850 rupees more we have taken in sales book. And the total of sales book 850 rupees more will go to sales account credit side. So sales account credit side 850 rupees more you have taken. Now how to rectify this error? Because credit side is taken more, now we have to debit the sales account. Because by mistake credit side is 850 rupees more. So to make it balanced, to rectify it, we have to debit the sales account. So this error will be rectified by debiting sales account by rupees 850. Now see here, sales book overcast by rupees 850. This mistake is rectified by writing on debit side of sales account. Because by mistake we have taken more amount on credit side. Now we have to make it correction, debit side. Debit side you take 850. So what your sentence you will write debit side to correction of overcasting of sales book. On sales account debit side, you should write to correction of overcasting of sales book by rupees 850. That's all. The two errors. Now third error. The third error says paid for repairs rupees 400 posted to the credit of repairs account. Now see carefully. Paid rupees 400 for repairs. The entry will be repairs account data to cash. Repairs account data to cash. That means the repairs account should be debited. Repairs account 400 should be debited. But what is the error? Instead of debiting, by mistake, repairs account was credited. So instead of debiting the account, by mistake, we have credited 400 rupees in repairs account. So what will happen? Now your trial balance will not tally. Because instead of taking debit side, you have taken credit side. Now two mistakes are there. The two mistakes are, first of all, you should have debited to repairs account. You have not debited. You have not debited 400 rupees. Second mistake, instead of debiting, you have credited 400 rupees. This is the second mistake. So 400 debit side you have not taken, and instead 400 rupees credit side you have taken by mistake. Now this error will be rectified by debiting repairs account. By debiting repairs account by rupees 800. Why 800? Because first of all you have to debit repairs account by 400. You have not debited. Now we are debiting. By mistake you have taken 400 rupees on credit side of repairs account. We have to nullify it. We have to cancel it. So that 400 to cancel, and this 400 which you have not recorded. So totally 800 rupees you have to debit to repairs account. So what is the sentence you should write? This mistake is rectified by writing on the debit side of repair account as to correction of repairs amount of rupees 400 wrongly taken on credit side page number so and so, now rectified by debiting rupees 800. So repairs account will be debited by rupees 800. That's it. This is the third rectification. Now fourth rectification, discount allowed to customer rupees 35 not posted to customer's account. Now see here, listen carefully. Discount allowed to a customer. First of all, you must know the journal entry. What is the entry? Discount allowed is a loss. When we allow discount, discount allowed is a loss, and debit all losses and expenses. Accounting principle is debit all expenses and losses. So discount allowed is a loss. So we have to debit discount allowed account data to customer's account. This is the correct journal entry for discount allowed. Discount allowed account data to customer's account. Now the mistake is it is not posted to customer's account. It is not posted to customer's account. It's a one-sided error. The error is there only in customer's account. There is no error in discount allowed account. We have correctly debited discount allowed, but we forgot to record in customer's account, credit side. So it's a one-sided error. This error will be rectified by crediting customer's account by rupees 35. So here this mistake is rectified by writing on the credit side of customer's account. By writing on the credit side of customer's account to correction of discount allowed rupees 35 page number so and so, now rectified. That's all. So this is the completion of first short problem on rectification. Now second problem, I am reading out the second problem. See carefully. Rectify the following errors. Rent paid rupees 450 was posted as 540. Rent paid, the entry for rent paid is rent account data to cash. Rent account data to cash. This is the entry for rent paid. Now rent account should have been debited by 450 rupees. 450 rupees, the rent account should have been debited. But by mistake, the accountant has posted 540. So instead of debiting rent account by 450, by mistake, he has debited by 540. So how much excess he has debited? 90 rupees. 540 minus 450, 90 rupees more rent account is debited. So error is there only in rent account. Instead of debiting 450, he has debited 540. So 90 rupees more rent account is debited. So that 90 rupees we credit it. That 90 rupees more we have debited, that 90 rupees we credit the account. Which account? Rent account. So this error can be rectified by crediting the rent account by rupees 90. Because instead of 450, we have taken 540. The excess amount how much? 90 rupees. That 90 rupees we put it on the credit side of rent account. Now formally you see here, rent paid rupees 450 was posted as 540. So this mistake is rectified by writing on the credit side of rent account. By writing the credit side of rent account as to correction of rent paid 450 wrongly taken as 540. So debits credit side. So instead of 2 we should write by. Because we are writing on the credit side of rent account. We are writing on the credit side of rent account. So by correction of rent paid 450 wrongly taken as 540. So as 540 on so and so. Now rectified by crediting. Rectified by crediting rupees 90. That's it. By crediting rupees 90. That's all. Now, one more point is there in the second problem. A credit purchase of goods from Raman. A credit purchase of goods from Raman 2500 was entered as 5200. That means when we purchase the goods from Raman, the entry will be purchases account debtor to Raman account. The Raman account should have been credited by 2500. Raman account should have been credited by 2500. But by mistake it is not credited by 2500. It is credited by 5200. So how much is the excess amount? 5200 minus 2500. 2700 rupees. So 2700 rupees more we have credited. We have credited to which account? Raman's account. The mistake is there only in the Raman's account. We have purchased the goods for 2500. So Raman's account should have been credited by 2500. But by mistake, Raman's account is credited by 5200. 2000 rupees, 2700 rupees more we have taken on the credit side of Raman account. That 2700 rupees now will debit. Which account? Raman's account will be debited. So it's a one-sided error. The error will be rectified by debiting Raman's account by rupees 2700. Now see here, a credit purchase of goods from Raman 2500 was entered as 5200. This mistake is rectified by writing on the debit side. By writing on the debit side of Raman account by rupees 2700. So as follows. So debit side of Raman account you should write to correction of wrong credit of rupees 2500 entered as 5200. Entered as 5200 on so and so date. Now rectified. Now you have to debit by rupees 2000. So now rectified by debiting. Now rectified by debiting with rupees 2700. Debiting with rupees 2700. That's it. So these are the first two problems, small problems, short problems on rectification of errors. See the problem number 3. Now I'm reading out the third problem. Correct the following errors A, B, C, D, E, F. So totally 6 errors are given in the problem. We have to rectify them. So machinery purchased, first one, A point. Machinery purchased worth rupees 10,000 debited to purchasers account. See, this is error of principle. It is asking you to explain the nature of the error. So I am explaining along with rectifying. So explanation is actually machinery purchased. So when machinery purchased, the correct entry is machinery account debtor to bank. because it's a capital expenditure. When machine is purchased, machinery should be debited. But by mistake, purchases account was debited. That is error of principle. We should not debit purchase account. When we have to debit the purchase account, when we purchase the goods, machinery are not goods, it's an asset. So by mistake, purchase account was debited. Now we have to credit the purchase account. Because by mistake we have debited purchase account. Now we credit purchase account. So which account should be debited? Machinery account is debited. Machinery account should be debited. It's a two-sided error. Because the error is there in machinery account as well as in purchase account. Machinery account should have been debited, but machinery account was not debited. That's the first mistake. Second mistake, purchase account by mistake it was debited. It should not have been debited. By mistake it is debited. Now we have to credit. By mistake we have debited purchase account. Now we credit purchase account. Machinery account was not debited. Now we debit account. The entry will be machinery account data to purchases account. This is the rectifying entry. By mistake we have debited purchase account. Now we credit purchase account. We have not debited machinery account. So now we debit machinery account. So you can write the sentence like this. It is a two-sided error. It can be rectified by passing the following entry. What is that entry? Machinery account data. See here. Machinery account data to purchases account 10,000. Being the purchase of machinery wrongly debited to purchase account. Now rectified. Narration you have to give like this. Being the purchase of machinery wrongly debited to purchase account. Now rectified. So the account which is wrongly debited should be credited. Purchase account was wrongly debited. Now we credit. Machinery account was not debited. Now we debit. That's all. This is the first step. Second, furniture sold worth rupees 800 credited to sales account. Again, it's a error of principle. Furniture sold. When we sell the furniture, the correct entry will be bank account data to furniture account. Bank account data to furniture account. Correct. Bank account data to furniture. Furniture is going out. Bank को debit कर दे. But by mistake, the accountant has credited sales account. When we credit sales account, when goods are sold, furniture are not goods, furniture are assets. So again, by mistake, sales account is credited. Now we debit sales account. To cancel it, we have to debit. By mistake, sales account is credited, so we debit sales account. Furniture account should have been credited, but not credited. Now we credit. The rectifying entry will be sales account data to furniture account. Sales account data to furniture account. The entry will be like this. Sales account data 800 to furniture account 800. So being the furniture sold, wrongly credited to sales account. When furniture was sold, wrongly credited to sales account. Now rectified. So by wrongly credited to sales account, now we debit it. So sales account is debited. Furniture account was not credited earlier. Now we credit. So this is the rectifying entry. Now third point. Rupees 200 received from Sukhiram has been wrongly entered as from Sakharam. Actually, this business is having two persons, two parties, customers. One customer is Sukhiram, another customer is Sakharam. The cash is received from Sukhiram. The entry will be cash account data to Sukhiram account. The Sukhiram should be credited, but by mistake, the accountant has credited to Sakharam. By mistake, accountant has credited to Sakharam. Now we debit to Sakharam. Because wrongly credited to Sakharam, so Sakharam is debited. And whose account should be credited? Sukhiram. Because correctly we have to credit Sukhiram. We have not credited. Now we credit. The correction entry, rectifying entry will be Sakharam account data to Sukhiram account. Sakharam account data to Sukhiram account. Being the amount received from Sukhiram wrongly credited to Sakharam account. wrongly credited to Sakharam account. Now rectified. Entry will be Sakharam account data to Sukhiram. Next, fourth one. See the 4D point. Rupees 300 paid to landlord for rent, debited to landlord's personal account. Rupees 300 paid as rent to the landlord, wrongly debited to landlord's personal account, landlord's account. So actually when rent is paid, what is the correct entry? Rent account data to cash. So we have to debit rent account, credit cash account. By mistake, rent account was not debited. Landlord's account was debited. That's a mistake. That is error of principle, you can say. You have to debit the rent account. We should not see to whom we are paying. For what we are paying, we have to see. So we are paying the rent. The rent account should have been debited, not debited. Now we debit it. Landlord's account by mistake debited. Landlord's account was wrongly debited. Landlord's account should be credited. The rectifying entry will be rent account data to landlord's account. Rent account data to landlord's account. Rent account data to landlord's account. Being the rent paid to landlord wrongly debited to landlord's account. Now rectified. The entry will be rent account data to landlord. 4. D point over. Now E point. An amount of rupees 150 previously written off as bad debts was recovered and credited to the personal account of the customer. Rupees 150 received. Rupees 150 rupees received as bad debts recovered. As bad debts recovered. So earlier 150 rupees was written off as bad debts. For example, Mr. X is the customer. We know that we cannot be able to get the money from Mr. X. We will write it off as bad debts. So we have written the entry bad debts account data to Mr. X account. Bad debts account data to Mr. X account. By passing this entry, X's account is removed from our books because we have written it off as bad. Later on, that Mr. X has repaid the amount. Mr. X has repaid the amount fortunately. So the correct entry will be cash account data to bad debts recovered account. The correct entry is cash account data to bad debts recovered account. But the accountant has committed the mistake. Instead of crediting bad debts recovered account, he has created customer's account. He has written the entry cash account data to customer. That is a wrong entry. Customer account should not be debited. Bad debts recovered should be credited. Should be credited. Now by mistake customer's account is credited. So now we debit customer's account. We debit customer's account. So rectifying entry will be customer's account data to bad debts recovered account. Customer's account data to bad debts recovered. See here, customer's account data to bad debts recovered account. Being the bad debts recovered wrongly credited to customer's account. When bad debts are recovered, bad debts recovered account should be credited. But by mistake, customer's account was credited. Now we debit customer's account. We debit customer's account and credit bad debts recovered account. Next, last one, 5th point. 6th point, F point. Goods worth rupees 5,000 were returned by a customer. Rupees 5,000 goods were returned by a customer and were taken into stock, but no entry was passed. We sold some goods to a customer and the customer has returned back that goods. When the customer returned back the goods, it is called sales return. It is called sales return. The entry for sales return account data to customer's account. The correct entry is sales return account data to customer's account. This entry should have been passed, but the accountant has forgot to pass the entry. He got the goods. He received the goods from the customer. He has included in the stock, but he forgot to pass the entry. It is called error of omission. Error of omission. So what is the correct entry for sales return? Sales return account data to customer's account. This is the entry should have been passed. Now we pass it. Now we pass that entry. Sales return account data to customer's account. Sales return account data to customer's account. Being the goods returned by a customer, unrecorded. Now rectify by recording the entry of sales return. Now we rectify by passing the entry of sales return account data to customers. That's all. So this is the end of problem number 3. Come on, now we'll start the last short problem, that is problem number 4. So 4 short problems are there, remaining all main problems we'll do it in the next video. But in this video we are completing all the short problems. 4th problem, you see, rectify the following errors showing their effect on profits of the concern. So 2 things we have to attempt here in this problem. The first is we have to rectify the errors. 3 errors are given, we have to rectify them. Secondly, what is the effect of this rectification on the profit? That means after rectifying the error, what is the effect on profit? That we have to show it. So first of all, the errors. First error is goods worth rupees 500 returned by Gopal. Goods worth rupees 500 returned by Gopal. It's a sales return. When goods are returned by Gopal, it's a sales return. The correct entry will be sales return account debtor to Gopal account. This is the correct entry. What is that error? Were entered in the sales book. So by mistake, this entry was recorded in sales book instead of sales return book. So error is rupees 500 worth of goods are returned from Gopal. Gopal has returned 500 rupees worth of goods. The correct entry will be sales return account debtor to Gopal account. It should have been written in the sales return book, but by mistake it was recorded in the sales book. In the sales book. So what is the entry for sales book? Gopal account debtor to sales. If we record it in sales book, the entry will be Gopal account debtor to sales book. Correct entry is sales return account debtor to Gopal account. So instead of writing the entry in sales return book, it was wrongly entered in sales book. So here I am showing what is the wrong entry, what is the correct entry, and what is the rectification entry. So rupees 500 goods returned by Gopal, wrongly entered in sales book. So what is the correct entry when goods are returned back from Gopal? It is sales return account debtor to Gopal account. Sales return account debtor to Gopal account. This is the correct entry. But by mistake, what is the wrong entry we have passed? Gopal account debtor to sales. Because it is recorded in sales book, the entry will become Gopal account debtor to sales account. Now this is the wrong entry. This is the correct entry. Now what is the rectifying entry? By seeing this wrong entry and correct entry, we have to make the rectifying entry. How to make the rectifying entry? See here. Correct entry is sales return account debtor 500. Sales return account debtor 500. We have not debited sales return account. Now we debit sales return account. Because correct entry says sales return account should be debited. We have not debited sales return. Now we debit sales return. So sales return account debit 500. Now sales account was credited by mistake. By mistake, sales account is credited by 500. Now to rectify it, we have to debit sales account. By mistake, sales account is credited. Now we debit sales account. So sales return account debtor 500, sales account debtor 500 to Gopal. Actually, Gopal should have been credited by 500. Correct entry says Gopal should have been credited by 500. But by mistake, Gopal's account was debited by 500. So instead of 500 rupees crediting, by mistake we have debited. Now we credit Gopal account with double the amount. Double the amount means 500 rupees plus 500 rupees. 1000 rupees we have to credit Gopal's account. See here, if we have taken on the wrong side, we have to double the amount. For example, Gopal's account should have been credited by 500. We have not credited 500, but we have instead debited 500. We have debited 500. So 2 mistakes we have done. We have not credited Gopal 500. This is the first mistake. Second mistake, by mistake we have debited Gopal account 500. Now we have to credit Gopal account by 1000, 500 plus 500. So rectifying entry will be sales return account debtor 500, sales account debtor 500 to Gopal account 1000. In this way the error will be rectified. What is that error? We have to record in sales return book, but by mistake it is recorded in sales book. So what is the entry for sales return? Sales return account debtor to Gopal. What is the entry for sales? Gopal account debtor to sales. This is the wrong entry. This we have to remove. So how to remove? First, sales return should have been debited. We have not debited. Now we debit. Sales account by mistake we have credited. Now we debit it. तो sales को भी debit करेंगे, sales return को भी debit करेंगे. Gopal's account should have been credited, but by mistake we have debited. Now we have to credit Gopal by double the amount. 500 plus 500, 1000. That's all. This is the explanation, rectification entry for the first error. Now second error. Second error says goods returned to Rajendra, rupees 400, entered in purchaser's book. Actually, goods returned to Rajendra, it's a purchase return. Goods returned to Rajendra is a purchase return. It should have been written in purchase return book, but instead it is recorded in purchase book, just like the previous case. Previous case, sales return was recorded in sales book. Here, purchase return was recorded in purchases book. Exactly opposite. So we'll write down what is the wrong entry, what is the correct entry, what is the rectification entry. First of all, correct entry. When we return the goods to Rajendra, it's a purchase return. When we return the goods to Rajendra, it's a purchase return. Entry will be Rajendra account debtor to purchase return. Rajendra account debtor to purchase return 400. This is the correct entry. But by mistake, it is recorded in purchases book. The entry when we make the purchase account debtor to Rajendra. This is the wrong entry passed. This is the wrong entry passed. Now we have to rectify it. How to rectify? Actually, correct entry is Rajendra account debtor to purchase return. So Rajendra account should have been debited by 400. Rajendra account should have been debited by 400. But by mistake, his account is credited by 400. Wrong side. Instead of taking on debit side, by mistake, we have taken on the credit side. Now we debit the Rajendra's account by double the amount. 400 plus 400, 800 rupees. Rajendra's account should be debited by 800. Because he has to be debited, it is not debited. But instead, his account is credited. So we have to remove the credit 400 and we have to write 400 debit. So 400 plus 400, 800 rupees Rajendra's account should be debited. Now you can see Rajendra account debit 800. 2. Actually, which account should have been credited? Purchase return. Purchase return should have been credited. We have not credited. Wrong entry में purchase return नहीं है. So now we create purchase return account. To purchase return account 400. Now purchases account by mistake we have debited. In wrong entry, purchase account by mistake we have debited. Now we have to credit. Now we have to create purchase account. So rectification entry, Rajendra account debtor 800 rupees. Purchase return account 400 rupees credit. And purchases account 400 rupees credit. Purchase account by mistake we have debited. Now we will credit. Purchase return should have been credited. We have not credited. Now we credit. So this is the rectifying entry. What is that? Rajendra account debtor 800 to purchase return 400 to purchase 400. This is the rectification. Last one. Goods received back from Atmaram. Goods received back from Atmaram. It is a sales return. Customer rupees 200 have not been entered in the return inward book at all. Return inward book means sales return book. Return inward book is a sales return book. So when we have return back, when the customer returns back, it should have been recorded in the sales return book. But the entry was not at all recorded. It is error of omission. Error of omission. So what is the entry for sales return? Sales return account debtor to customer account. Sales return account debtor to customer. Who is the customer here? Atmaram. So it's an error of omission. Now it will be rectified by passing the entry of sales return. The sales return entry is sales return account data to Atmaram account 200 rupees. That's all. This is the correct completion of rectification of entry. Now it is asking you what is the effect on the profit after rectification. After making the rectification, what is the effect on the profit? So for this purpose, effect of rectification on profit I am making in a table. The two columns at the extreme right hand side, increase in profit and decrease in profit. So every rectification will either increase or decrease. That effect we have to show it here. So first, sales return increased by 500, sales decreased by 500. In the first case, in the rectification you can see sales return is debited by 500. When sales return are debited, sales return will increase. Sales return will increase and sales are debited by 500. When sales are debited, sales will decrease. See here, sales account will show credit balance. Sales account will show credit balance. Now when we debit sales account, the sales will decrease. The sales will decrease and sales return will increase. Sales return will increase. So what is the effect on profits here? Sales return increased by 500 and sales decreased by 500. So the profit will decrease by 1,000 rupees. So the profit, sales decrease, so profit will also decrease. Sales return increase, profit will decrease. The profit will decrease in both situations, when sales decreases and sales return increases. In both these cases, the profit will decrease, right? So here 500 rupees sales have decreased and sales return increased by 500. So the effect on profit is 1,000 rupees profit will decrease. So here I have written profit will decrease by 1,000. In decrease in profit column 1,000 I have written. Secondly, purchases. Second rectification entry you can see here, Rajendra account data 800 to purchase return 400 to purchase 400. The purchases are decreasing. Purchases are decreasing. When purchases decreases, profit will increase. When purchases decreases, profits will increase. The purchases are decreasing by 400 and purchase return are increasing by 400. Purchase returns are increasing by 400. See here, purchases will show debit balance. By crediting purchases, the purchase will decrease. Similarly, purchase return will show credit balance. If we further credit purchase return will increase. So decrease in purchases and increase in purchase return will increase the profit. The 400 plus 400, 800 rupees profit will increase. Decrease in purchases rupees 400 and purchase return increased by 400. So the profit will increase by 800 rupees. The profit will increase by 800. Similarly, last one, unrecorded sales return. Unrecorded sales return. When sales return are there, then profit will decrease. Sales से profit बढ़ता, sales return से profit कम होता. So here sales return have increased. Sales return have increased. So profit will decrease by 200. Unrecorded sales return, profit will decrease by 200. That's all. This is the effect of rectification on the profit. Now ultimately, the total increase in profit is 800 and total decrease in profit is 1200. So 1200 rupees decreasing, 800 rupees increasing. The net effect on profit is 1200 minus 800 is 400 rupees profit will decrease. 400 rupees net effect. Net effect, the profit will decrease by 400 rupees. That's all. This is the end of problem number 4. See here, comparatively, when you compare this rectification of errors with other chapters, the other chapters in financial accounting 1 are, first of all, journal entries, ledger account, trial balance, subsidiary books, then bank reconciliation statement, depreciation, and final accounts. If you compare all rectification of error is a difficult topic. Until and unless you watch the video with full concentration, you cannot be able to get the command. So it will require more effort, more patience, and a will to learn. Then only you can be able to understand this topic. Every problem will be a peculiar one. So normally students community will feel that this topic is very, very tough. They will leave it in choice. You should not leave it in choice. You are a learner. When anything is difficult, you should not give up. You must learn it by watching the video twice or thrice. I am explaining each and every point in detail. Remember those points. Remember those points. Take interest. When it is challenging, you must take it. You must not leave it. So hope I am doing my best in order to explain you. So keep watching. Gain more and more knowledge from these videos. If you are satisfied with my lecture, give a like to the video. Subscribe it if you have not subscribed. Then share it in your friends, in your group, so that more students can be able to get the benefit. And don't forget to give the comments on this. So short problems I have completed. In the next video, I am going to start the long main problems on rectification of errors.